I'm Sonny Liston, I'm Jack Dempsey, there's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw, there's no one that can match me.
There is no need for an introduction for this man, the absolute boxing legend, a man that has suffered so much he wanted to inflict his pain onto his opponents, Iron Mike Tyson. We could make a whole movie, not a video, about his achievements and most notable moments of his career. So for your luck today, we'll be showing Mike Tyson's best moments. And of course, the moment he became immortal into boxing's rich history. This is Boxing Matrix. Enjoy the video.
Once I'm in the ring, I'm a god. No one could beat me.
We will start by first looking at his life and how that impacted his performance. As you know, Mike Tyson grew up in a very, very dangerous neighborhood. He himself, at the age of 13, had been arrested 38 times. The change in his life came when he met Cus D'Amato. He always told him that he would be the greatest heavyweight to ever grace the earth. A thought that could not be taken seriously by Mike.
My mentor, Cus D'Amato, his objective was to think of nothing. You're nothing, nothing's nothing but the objective, the job, and that was his psychological warfare. Made me fall in love with myself. The worst thing ever happened in my life, but the best thing too.
He got in the gym and literally worked his butt off. Cus had implemented this big ego in him, which would be what would bring him to the top, and also what would drag him to the bottom. After conquering everyone in the heavyweight division, it was time for Mike to be the youngest heavyweight champion in history. The former youngest champion was Floyd Patterson, a fighter that was also trained by Cus D'Amato. The fight Mike would have for the championship was against Trevor Berbick, the last man to defeat Muhammad Ali. Entering the Berbick fight, Tyson was 27-0, and 25 ended by knockout, and was quickly becoming the type of phenomenon not seen in the heavyweight ranks since Muhammad Ali finally hung up his gloves. Berbick and anyone seemingly unaware of Iron Mike's power would soon be educated. A year earlier, in November 1985, D'Amato passed away, and fears that Tyson, without his confidant and father figure, would struggle to cope with the pressure his success would bring were proven true in the years that followed.
You say, no way you're going to be champion. You're too small.
Yeah.
So you're too short. No way, these guys are too big for you. He's always said, this is the greatest fight ever lived. This and this, always saying this about me. I'm like, oh God, this guy's just souping me up. I never thought I could, achieve what he was saying. The things he was saying was just so gigantic in my eyes at the time.
Berbick came into the fight as WBC champion. He had beaten Pinklon Thomas in a tournament designed to unify the three major heavyweight titles. But despite being the man in possession of the gold, he was a 7-1 underdog against Tyson. Being the champion, Berbick had the right to decide the color of trunks. He opted for black, hoping to play mind games with the young challenger, who had made that menacing look his trademark, along with the ankle-high boots and no socks. It backfired. As the first round began, both men took to the center of the ring. Berbick set about trying to flex his power, while Tyson's peekaboo style allowed him to back the champion up. The champion landed a couple of jabs, and even an illegal blow to the back of the head. None fazed Tyson, who dominated thereafter.
Tyson, as he takes a light left jab, Tyson will be able to get underneath it. Oh, wow! With a right, another left hook that just raises. Trevor, with this bravado, could get in some big trouble in a hurry in front of him. That is, a left hook that really caught him. That is disaster for all of the opponents of Mike Tyson. He's standing flat-footed right in front of him, facing this way. It's great that he has the courage, but this is a poor fight plan. Oh, the right hand gets him behind the left ear. Berbick tries to push him up, not the way to keep him up. Notice the lazy left. Watch Tyson load up with left and right. Man, look at this, combination, and Berbick ready to go, but he stays on his feet. Another right hand clips him. He can't take shots like this very long. Wow, with the right hand is Mike. Again he's blocked. Catches him with a left hook. Trevor's ready to go again. Tyson knows that he can score at will now. Berbick doing nothing like he did against Pinklon Thomas.
In the second, Tyson rocked Berbick with a huge overhand right, and during the clinch, he landed a thudding right to the body, and after missing an uppercut, connected with a left hook to the temple. This sent Berbick to the canvas. Relieved of his senses, he somehow staggered to his feet, but fell into the ropes.
And you see the light left hook by Mike and the right jab by Mike Tyson. 20 years old Mike Tyson on his way to becoming one of the youngest heavyweight champions of all time. Bangs the body. Wow, with that uppercut is Tyson. Catches him with a light left hook, and he goes down. He goes down. He should be able to get up from this. His legs may be shut. They are. And
The referee had seen enough and waved it off. Tyson nonchalantly shrugged his shoulders and his corner leapt into celebration. Tyson was the youngest heavyweight champion of the world.
as a knockout. Mills Lane counted him out to 10.
Next on, we have maybe Mike Tyson's most intimidating fight. A true warrior's spirit. In June of 1988, Mike Tyson took on Michael Spinks in a highly anticipated showdown for the World Heavyweight Championship. Spinks, who spent much of his career in the light heavyweight division, came in undefeated with a 31-0 record, 21 victories coming by way of knockout. The fight was billed as a once-and-for-all matchup to decide the real heavyweight champion of the world, as Spinks held a ring title and was considered the lineal heavyweight champion, seeing as how he had never lost the IBF title, which Tyson later won. But as it turns out, Michael Spinks himself didn't even believe that he could beat Mike Tyson, even not wanting to come out of the dressing room prior to the fight. Spinks' manager, Butch Lewis, believed in his fighter, but was still looking for a psychological edge on Iron Mike. He sent his assistant to Tyson's dressing room, and there was said to be a bump in Tyson's left glove, which turned out to be nothing. Spinks' trainer said that the glove was fine, but the damage had been done. Tyson was hot over the matter and told his own trainer, Kevin Rooney, that he was going to hurt Michael Spinks.
I walk in and he's punching, standing there. He and Rooney's putting something on. He's punching holes in the wall. I'm like to myself, oh no. This guy's getting ready to fight my guy, my little guy.
Michael Spinks looked absolutely terrified standing across from Mike Tyson. Tyson had that look in his eye that he was ready to kill somebody, and the fight was over before it started. When the opening bell rang, any plan that Spinks had about keeping Tyson away from him vanished. As Tyson swarmed, Spinks tried to tie him up and ate a forearm for his troubles.
Keep those hands high. Very, very high.
Stepping in. Pacino already warning Mike about the elbows. Various opponents have complained that Tyson rocks them with elbows along the ropes in close.
You see the tactics used by Michael Spinks now. He's throwing his jab, but he has to keep those hands extremely high. Watch for the uppercuts too.
Tyson landed a left again. Tyson not afraid.
Tyson hit a left uppercut, followed up with a body shot, and Spinks hit the canvas for the first time in his professional career. After a standing 8 count, Tyson came back with a quick 1-2 combo that ended with one of the biggest right hands of his career, and Spinks was done.
It was a body shot that put him to the canvas.
And that is the first time Michael Spinks has ever been down in a professional fight.
And he's down again and in serious trouble. A right hand right on the chin.
Just 91 seconds. That's how long it took for Mike Tyson to knock out an undefeated heavyweight champion that had never before been knocked down. Just let that sink in. Okay, now we have Mike Tyson angry. After the Douglas upset, Tyson began rebuilding toward regaining the heavyweight title by fighting Canadian star Razor Ruddock. How did the pre-fight hype go? If he doesn't die, it doesn't count, Tyson told one broadcast interviewer. So that was lovely. You could see the killer inside Mike. His ego had been hurt from the Douglas fight, and he wanted to regain everything. The two fighters swung big and hit hard from the opening bell.
The difference in size immediately apparent. Ruddock just went for a home run with an uppercut which missed.
The big question, can Ruddock withstand the customary...
Threw his bomb.
Oh, all right. Mike Tyson and Ruddock stumbled, but he stayed up.
While he's thrown a big punch, he stumbled after the punch.
A left uppercut by Razor Ruddock.
Tyson worked Ruddock's body hard in the second round.
Hard body punch by Tyson. Down goes Ruddock. He says he slipped. But Steele is counting.
And near the end of the third, Ruddock was tired by throwing a right that left him wide open for a left hook that floored him.
Doesn't quite get there.
There's a left by Ruddock. A left by Tyson, and down goes Ruddock.
What a count.
Tyson came out in the 7th and owned it, convincing referee Richard Steele to stop the fight following a barrage of undefended punches.
It's a pretty good chin. For withstanding this kind of barrage. Oh, what a right by Tyson!
As Ruddock embraced Tyson, a brawl broke out in the ring behind him as Ruddock's corner objected to the stoppage.
He had been counted. That was too soon a knockdown. There's going to be an awful ugly scene here.
There's a brawl in the ring.
Gicchetti's under all of that.
The handlers are going at it.
Gicchetti was under all of it. Big riot.
Tyson was one of a kind.
But I refuse to be hurt. I refuse. And when I'm right, my chin is like concrete. No one can stop me.
Now we will show you perhaps the fight that made Tyson, the Tyson we know and love. In 1988, Mike Tyson faced Larry Holmes. Tyson said that he'd been taken by Cuz D'Amato to watch the fight between Ali and Holmes. It was 1980, and Tyson was only 14 years old. But the fire that burned in him that night as he watched his hero Ali get badly beaten by Holmes would help him retain his title 7 years later against the same opponent.
Listen to me, okay? Tell him to listen to me. He said, okay. So he put me on the phone and he was saying, he never told me to listen to Cuz. He was just telling me why he lost. He took medicine, I got weak, and he's gonna come back and he's gonna knock Holmes out. But I'm crying while he's saying it. When I get big, I'm gonna get him for you.
This fight was considered massive, with a victory by Tyson assumed to be a legitimate statement in the affirmative as to whether he would have beaten Muhammad Ali during his era. The first round started with a lot of punches from both, with the Easton assassin trying to land that deadly jab of his constantly.
Michael Tyson's legacy is in front of him, one of the great heavyweight champions of all time. He never has received the credit, but he was a great... Straight right hand to the body of Larry. Now, in the old days, that Larry Holmes beat up Muhammad Ali. For some of you old-timers, you might remember Rocky Marciano knocking out Joe Louis. I'm a huge fan of Holmes.
In just 4 rounds, Tyson proved too fast, too strong, and too deadly for the former heavyweight champion, as he was dropped twice to the canvas before the fight was called off.
Wouldn't it be great if Larry could keep this up for a few rounds? It was one of the great fights of all heavyweight history. Dead even fight. Larry Holmes' legs are jelly. There's lightning in the fist. Big right hand, followed up by the left hook. Lightning in the fist of Tyson. The left hand, the right hand, digs to the body, goes to throw a right hand, gets clipped with a big right hand. He won't get up from this one. It's all over. Joe Cortez has seen enough, and Larry Holmes is knocked out.
Holmes knocked out for the first time in his 75-fight career. The hungry champion had lived up to his promise from 8 years before, decimating Holmes in mere minutes to avenge the sustained beating given to his hero Ali. Mike Tyson was sent to prison in 1992, and it seemed like everything was over for the champ. He was sent to jail while he was in his prime. What a waste. Only that he would be released in 1995, and his comeback would be something not a single person would want to miss. Once he returned from prison, he was looking like a monster, with all of his muscles sticking out. His first fight was against Peter McNeely. You could just see that Mike had changed only by his stare. After just 89 seconds into his highly anticipated return to the ring, the baddest man on the planet was indeed back with a vengeance. McNeely came out swinging, but quickly found himself on the floor for his troubles, and it wasn't long before his manager entered the ring to prevent McNeely from taking any more damage.
Seconds into the fight, McNeely on the canvas. Tyson going to the uppercuts on the inside.
Tyson seeming to just hang back there waiting for that one shot.
1 minute gone by. McNeely's already been down.
Mills Lane said stop that nonsense because they were starting to butt heads. Oh.
Tyson with a left hook, a right uppercut. Down goes McNeely again.
McNeely's hurt this time, Steve. He's very hurt. He can barely stand up. This fight has got about 30 seconds left.
They want Tyson to go to the neutral corner. What's going on? The round's still going on.
Correct. That was not correct. That was not correct.
He quit. That's it. He quit. McNeely has quit.
He didn't quit. His corner threw in the towel.
He didn't quit at all.
And for us to end, we will show why Mike Tyson is called the baddest man alive. and perhaps why this fight between him and Evander Holyfield will never be forgotten. In 1995, they both faced each other in a highly anticipated fight in which Tyson had lost. The sequel for the fight would prove to be one of boxing's highest pay-per-view fights, and for good reason. The fight picked up where its predecessor left off, with Holyfield bullying the bully, thwarting Tyson's aggression, controlling the action on the inside, and even hurting Iron Mike before the end of round 1.
I think you can sense amount of respect here too by both fighters.
And a wild swing and a miss.
He said, I'm going to let this guy get pushed back. Right now,
Mike's looking to duck and keep his leverage low and come up banging.
In the first fight, it was Tyson going backwards, and he can't fight that way. Looking to set up the right there.
And Holyfield's trying to employ that strategy too, Steve. He's trying to push Mike back.
While Evander Holyfield was again showcasing his technical superiority, his physicality was also frustrating Tyson, as the champion used his head, shoulders, and forearms to neutralize Mike at close quarters.
Tell you what though, Mike,
what a first round!
He was in trouble there. He shook.
Straight.
Not long into round 2, a cut opened above Tyson's right eye, marking the second time in 2 fights that an accidental headbutt would inflict a handicap on the former champion.
He's just started this fight. The ropes.
If an accidental foul occurs before the end of the 4th round, the fighters ruled a checking in with uppercuts to the body. Now going upstairs, looking for the cut. And that cut over the right eye, over the top.
Mike throwing him right here. We see he's not following up with the big combination.
While all could see the visible anger and frustration in Tyson's eyes in the 3rd, no one could have ever predicted what happened next.
With that bad cut showing his strength. A sense of urgency here by Tyson.
The two warriors came together in a clinch, and then suddenly Holyfield was jumping up and down in shock and agony, a reaction all would soon realize to a bite which had torn off a piece of Evander's right ear.
What happened here?
He got bit, I think.
Evander Holyfield, look out, he's pushed.
After much deliberation, the referee allowed the fight to continue with a 2-point deduction from Tyson. But it wasn't long before Mike was at it again, this time turning his teeth to Holyfield's left ear in another inexplicable act of rage.
I'll tell you what, this is unbelievable.
The round ended, and the referee, having determined that a second bite did in fact happen, finally disqualified Tyson, which only fanned the flames of the rage. What followed after was just disastrous.
Look out now! More fighting in the ring after the end of the fight. Tyson's trying to get at Holyfield again, I believe. It is complete bedlam, and Tyson is just taking swipes at anybody in front of him.
Took any point for him. What am I to do? This is my career. I can't continue getting butted like that. I got children to raise, and this guy keeps butting me, trying to cut me and get me stopped on cut. I gotta retaliate.
This was our video for the top moments of Mike Tyson. As we said at the start of this video, we could make a whole movie about Mike, so we just stuck with some of his most notable wins in a short video. Comment down below your favorite Mike Tyson moment, and of course, your favorite knockout of his. This is Boxing Matrix. Thank you for watching.